Hello everyone. Hope each and every one of you had a very good weekend, productive, hopefully narc free. And if you're not narc free, work on it. Go no contact. That's the only solution, really, in my opinion. Topic of this video is what narcissists do when confronted, and why you shouldn't even be confronting them in the first place. So in the event a narc or a toxic individual has violated your boundaries, you might find it tempting to confront them. And sometimes confronting a narc or a toxic individual perhaps is effective. There are times where I have confronted narcs in the past in my life, and it was actually effective. I don't suggest it. But when confronted, a narcissist does four main things. It's not limited to those four things. There are plenty of more. There are more tactics the narc uses when confronted. But it really boils down to these four that I outlined in an Instagram post. I have it right here. I posted it February 4th. When you confront a narcissist on his or her tactics, these are the possible outcomes. Follow my Instagram, child or narcissist. No underscores, no symbols, just child of narcissist. Four main things happen. You see four bullet points. Four main things happen. Number one thing that most likely happens when you confront a narcissist on their abuse or their behavior that violates your boundaries: silent treatment. They don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They know what they did. They know fully well what they did. They're confronted for it, and there's really not much of a way out. And of course, they're never at fault for anything they do, right? They're never at fault. So the easiest thing for them is just not respond. Silent treatment, no response, no admission of guilt. But the silent treatment is used to silence your voice and tell you without any words that you have no voice. It's a way that they invalidate you. Number two, the projection. So when confronted, the narc, they will project. They will accuse you of exactly what they're guilty of, or perhaps portray you as if you were the one who violated the boundaries. They will pretend as if you're the one who violated the boundaries. They will switch roles and they project. So if the behaviors that violate your boundaries or the abuses that violate your boundaries were too blatant, look out for them perhaps accusing you of something way out of bounds, way out of nowhere. Sometimes when they can't project what they did to you, they sometimes pull things out of thin air. What they're projecting, how they're projecting, the way they project is by pretending as if you're the one who violated their boundaries. And by doing that, that's still projection. It doesn't have to be accusing you of exactly what they are guilty of. Sometimes they pretend as if you are the one who violated their boundaries by pulling something out of thin air. That's not necessarily what they are guilty of. At the end of the day, they make you look like you were the one who violated their boundaries. Make sense? Number 3 thing that they do when they're confronted for their behavior: the emotional, physical, and sexual abuse that went on before that escalates. You'll see an escalation of the abuse. Maybe they're more covert about it and secretive about it, hidden about it, but it gets worse. It's not always the case, because remember, the narcs on defense. They're being confronted on their bullshit, okay? They're on defense. So it's not always the smartest thing to continue the abuse and escalate, okay? But if they do, it's probably more covert. The number 4 tactic of a narcissist when confronted: smear campaign. Did a video on it in the past. Remember those 3 levels that I talked about in that video? First level is at home. Second level is, perhaps friends, close teachers, people that you see at home or work. Third level, police, therapists, counselors, psychiatrists, perhaps. Smear campaign. They will try to make you look like you were the unreasonable one. They have a group of people that they can always count on. These narcs have these groups they can always go to and spread rumors about one of their targets. They can make you look like the unreasonable one. That way, they can convince that core group of people the narc has brainwashed. They can convince them anything. So what they will convince them is that they're a victim of your abuse. You know it's not true, but the narc will lie at all costs so that their abuse doesn't get exposed. So look out for a smear campaign. It can, in some cases, extend to that 3rd level, to law enforcement, so that you are not credible enough when you truly need them. Sometimes very rarely confronting a narcissist on their behavior, on their bullshit, very rarely is it effective. Now, if you're in a situation where it's emotionally or physically or sexually abusive, confronting the narc on their actions is not wise. I always suggest reaching out to law enforcement if you can. Find a way out. And no contact once you found that way out. No contact. In the relationship, no contact. And try to get free. Okay. There are various people that I cut out of my life in the last few days and weeks. When you confront a narc on their behavior, they always find a way to make you look like the unreasonable one. The petty one, since that's something I was called. So they either it's one of those 4 things, like I said, one of those 4 main tactics: silent treatment, projection, Escalation of the abuse. Smear campaign. It's 4. Best solution is no contact. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you haven't followed my Instagram account, it's Child of Narcissist. No symbols, just Child of Narcissist. No symbols, no underscores. Just Child of Narcissist. Alright. Share experiences in the comment section. Feel free. We're all helping each other. It's everybody benefits when you share. So feel free to do so.